Ride. This Infinity Ride technology is a polyurethane foam infused with nitrogen. It's a brand new construction methodology that we are pioneering, and it makes all the benefits of polyurethane, which is durability and performance rebound, but kind of gets away from some of the stigmas that polyurethane has, which is firm, hard, and heavy. Okay, this is very soft, it's very light, very responsive, and very durable. And we've combined that with the anatomical decoupling of the Predict One to maintain the scientific smoothness of the Predict range. So we very deeply decouple the midsole on both the top of the midsole as well as the bottom of the midsole to make it extremely flexible, exactly where your foot needs to be flexible and nowhere else. And based off of the path of least resistance, the shoe is going to flex exactly how your foot flexes as you transition from heel to toe, and reduce any of that negative energy, that negative propulsion energy that we talked about this morning in the presentation. So really quick about the upper on the shoe. It's a sock-like fit upper, reinforced with a couple of overlays to give you really good foothold. It has a 3D molded heel collar, a different construction than the Predict One, which allows us to maintain the construction in a more traditional manner in one warehouse, so we don't run into the construction constraints that we had with the Predict One. So that, in a nutshell, is the Predict 2. Super excited for this shoe. We will have a very small early launch in August, and then it will launch full market on September 1st in 2020.
Does the weight change much?
Weight is slightly lighter, I believe, or
it's a little bit heavier than the previous.
Yeah,
it's about 275 grams.
So less than an ounce. It's very similar weight, but much more responsive. For that runner who wants to get up and go, with the Predict One, it was a little bit flat feeling. This one's much more responsive feeling.
Is the midsole a uniform density?
Yes.
So is that going to change the runner that tracks? Will the runner who likes it, Emily loves these, still like it?
Yes. Yeah, the runner who likes the Predict One will still like the Predict One. It just broadens the audience for that runner who wants a smooth ride once in a while, but sometimes they want to go hard. So maybe they want one shoe to train in and race in. They'll be able to do that with the Predict 2, whereas the Predict 1 was so-so with that. Predict Sock. This has the exact same bottom unit as the Predict 1 with all the anatomical decoupling that goes along with it, the smooth ride, the reduction in stress and strain on the knees and on the hips. But the key benefit to this shoe is the engineered knit upper, which makes it feel like butter on your foot. Any of you who are close to sample size have to try this shoe on before you leave today, because it really has the best step-in feel that any Salomon footwear piece has ever had. It feels amazing. It has a soft EVA, slightly lighter durometer than what most of our traditional shoes have in terms of the EVA, combined with that knit upper, make it feel really nice and soft on the foot. So this shoe really maintains all the integrity of what the Predict One had in terms of that shoe for that smooth glide type of a run, but because of the comfortable knit upper, again, it broadens the audience to that runner who may not necessarily identify as a runner, but they run on a regular basis. So it has a broad application to maybe your November project groups, or your Orange Theory groups, or that mom who just wants a comfortable shoe to wear with her athleisure apparel to go to the store, but still runs a few times a week, maybe trains for a half marathon once a year. So that's who this runner really targets and goes after. Priced at $130, and this shoe will launch 8/1.
So it has a different midsole than both the one and the two?
It has the same midsole as the one. There was the initial launch of the one had a 55 durometer midsole, but that actually changed just before it hit the market for the official Feb 1 launch to a 50 durometer. So we softened up the midsole slightly compared to what we actually launched in New York last year.
Okay.
So the initial launch was a 55 durometer, and it went to 50 with a running change.
And that's Salomon's very first knit upper, right?
Yes. Traditional knit upper.
Right.
We've had the twin skin knits with our mesh project and some other things that we've been working on. But as far as the engineered mesh and single layer, yes, it's the first one. And then the Sonic range. This launches in February. So we have the Sonic 3 Accelerate, the Sonic 3 Balance, and the Sonic 3 Confidence. And these shoes maintain the OptiVibe technology. Very, very quickly, just a summary on OptiVibe. Reduces vibrations that go into the muscular systems specifically. And by doing that, it reduces the amount of muscle activation that is needed to counterbalance those vibrations. You reduce those muscle activations, you reduce fatigue. You reduce fatigue, and you have all kinds of positive benefits. You're able to maintain your form longer, you recover faster, you're less sore, you're able to perform harder with less energy requirements. So that's the key benefits of OptiVibe. OptiVibe versus Vibe technology from the 2019 product reduces vibration going into the system by 15%, or 2 decibels, which is very similar to the equivalent of riding a bike on a gravel road and then going to a paved road. So that's really OptiVibe in a really quick synopsis. Sorry I didn't do that justice, Marlene. But as far as the differences from one shoe to the next, the key difference is the geometric decoupling line. This decoupling line is grooved on both the top and the bottom in a similar way to the Predict, which allows this decoupling line to be extremely flexible and allow the shoe to flex along its intended directional pattern. Okay, so for a runner who needs a little bit more shoe and a little bit more control, we have the Sonic 3 Confidence, which has a 10 millimeter drop. It has what we call our C for confidence, geometric decoupling line, which is again grooved on both the bottom and the top of the midsole, which allows for a very large medial platform of support. So this is a shoe that would be very equivalent to the traditionally posted stability shoes on the market, but it does all the support and all the work of a traditional stability shoe without adding a medial post. So that's the key benefit of the Confidence. The Sonic 3 Balance has, like the name says, a balanced distinction from one medial side and lateral side with this medial decoupling line, geometric decoupling line. It goes to the B position, B for balance, and is the go-to shoe in the Sonic range. This is the shoe that has the best balance of cushioning, stability, durability, weight, performance, comfort, all the things that you would have in an everyday traditional running shoe. So that's the Sonic 3 Balance. And then the Sonic 3 Accelerate. The Accelerate, we move the geometric decoupling line medially to the A position, A for Accelerate. We also narrow the waist of the shoe slightly, which gives it a very form of support, more snappy, poppy type of a response for the runner. This shoe works really well for that runner who is maybe a midfoot striker, or is somebody who wants to perform fast, an efficient runner, everyday training shoe for that type of a runner, or it could be a race day shoe for somebody who's training every day in the Balance or the Confidence, but wants something a little bit more performance oriented for a race or a track session or something like that. So that's the Sonic 3 Accelerate. This is an 8 millimeter drop for the Balance and a 10 millimeter drop for the Confidence. So that's the Spring 20 road range.